Hello everyone and welcome back.
Speech off. Viewfinder. Stop recording. Speech off.
Okay, just imagine if it didn't record, that'd be way too awkward. Anyway, welcome back to another video, and I'm chilling in the bathroom. I'm just sitting on the sink. I just got done with class for about 45 minutes, so I'm like, why don't I shoot the video for today? So, today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about some wrestling. I want to do more wrestling stuff, so here we go. This isn't like classic pay-per-view reviews or whatever, because there's plenty of people that do it more professionally and better than I can, but I guess it's just me talking about the latest wrestling show I've seen. And the reason I wanted to do this because, what was it, Monday? Yeah, Monday, I made a video on the 2021 Royal Rumble. I actually made that video before I watched the whole thing straight, but I watched a pay-per-view yesterday, and now I'm going to talk about it. And it was a pretty darn good pay-per-view, okay? It is Backlash 2004. We went retro, and me and my brother Mac, huge wrestling fans for the past 9 years. He sort of gotten out of it. He's starting to get back into it. I've constantly been in it for 9 years. Coming up on my 10th year in December, and I love it. And there was this one match that I wanted to see, not live since it was almost 17 years ago, but like sit down and watch the whole thing. And it was that Mick, I found out his name is Mick Foley, not Nick Foley versus Randy Orton, and that Extreme Rule No Hold Bars match for the IC Championship. So I wanted to see that, so I'm like, why don't we just sit down and watch the whole pay-per-view? So so let's start at the beginning, I guess. We got Ric Flair going against frickin' Shelton Benjamin. And Ric Flair had Batista in his corner because we know Legacy at the time. And this was a very nothing match. Ric Flair got his butt handed to him. Tried to go for a couple cheat spots, and Ric Flair just lost. He was like 54 or something, somewhere around there at this time in 2004, against like a 20-year-old Shelton Benjamin. It was sad when Flair actually got some offense, and oh my, I did not like this match whatsoever. It was so, I'd never want to watch that match again. And then after that, we had Jonathan Coachman versus Tajiri. This match came about because, what was it, Tajiri going against Kristen, I want to say, and Jonathan Coachman cost Tajiri his match. So we're going to put a non-wrestler in a match. I don't think Jonathan Coachman was ever a wrestler, but, and the bad thing was that Jonathan Coachman won. What was his name? Derek Cage? I have no clue who Derek Cage is, and I think I'm a pretty decent wrestling fan. I know a good amount of history. But who is the frick Derek Cage? I don't know, that story might never went anywhere. But he cost Tajiri the match, and Tajiri got rolled up by Jonathan frickin' Coachman. No. Okay, no. Next match, though, which wanted the best three, okay? This pay-per-view was headlined by 3 matches, and this was one of them. This was back, we had Kristen and Trish Stratus versus Chris Jericho in a handicap match. So at WrestleMania 20, Trish Stratus turned on Chris Jericho, and then they did it like this make-out thing with Kristen and all sorts of stuff, and she's like, you don't care about me, and all that stuff. And so they were in a handicap match, back when they actually let women wrestle guys. Yeah, 2004 was so weird. In a good way. But this was such a good match. Kristen and Jericho really did it. Trish got in, and Chris Jericho spanked Trish Stratus, and got her in the walls of Jericho, and just a clothesline to Kristen out of his boots. It was a really good match, and then Jericho ended up winning, overcoming the odds, and winning this matchup. So that was very nice to see. After that, Eugene and William Regal were in the women's locker room. We ran into Molly Holly, who was bald because she lost the match at WrestleMania and then again victorious, and had to get her head shaved. And if she didn't do that, there wouldn't have been a women's match on the WrestleMania card. And Gail Kim. So during the next match, Victoria versus Rita for the Women's Championship. And it was an okay match. Rita looked hot. I just gotta say, Rita looked hot. And then Molly Holly and Gil King come out there. I think Eugene was out there too. And then Victoria's get the backslide. Victoria, get the backslide and wins. Is it still going, right?
Speech viewfinder. Stop record. Speech off.
Okay, I thought it stopped. But that was so weird. But Rita still looked hot. But and then Gail Kim and Molly Holly just beat both of them up for some reason. That totally made sense. And then and then Next, we had the match I wanted to see. I wanted to see Mick Foley versus Randy Orton, and this match did not disappoint. It was so good. You had Barbie with, the barbed wire covered bat. You got the RKO miss onto the thumbtack. Randy Orton being thrown off a stage. We got Sacco. We got tables. We got barbed wire. Everything. It was crazy. This was one of the craziest matches I've ever seen. It was so much fun to watch. And Randy Orton won. He looked so good. It was so freaking good. It was amazing how awesome that match was. But then we go back to some boring stuff. We have the Hurricane and Rosie, whatever, versus, oh God, what's his name? Rob. Oh God, what's his name? La Davidas? Or Rob Conway and someone else. Don't ask me. It was a tag team match. I only cared about the Hurricane, Gregory Helms, and the Hurricane won. What was the point of this match? No tag team titles. No nothing. Why was this match on the show? And then we had Edge versus Kane. And the build-up behind this one was that Edge broke his hand and was using the cast as a weapon now instead of just healing his hand. And so they if Edge, if you use that, you're gonna get suspended on the spot. And then he speared Johnny Nitro out of his boots, or John Morrison, or Johnny Impact, or whatever his name is. So then he went against Kane, and Kane had the theme song with words, so instantly awesome. And Edge had his not so cool theme song. Yeah. But this match was good, and then Edge, what did he do? Like cheat? He had a low blow or something, and spear, and he beat Kane. And then the main event. They've been hyping this up all night, and I was so excited. We had Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit in the main event for the World Championship, a rematch of WrestleMania. And this was a good triple threat match. No evolution, so Ric Flair, Batista, or Randy Orton didn't come down. No shady things, no steel chairs or anything from Shawn Michaels. This was just a good technical wrestling match between two guys that just wanted to beat the crap out of each other. And Chris Benoit wowed it out. This was so good. From the crossface to the diving headbutts. We got pedigree, sweet chin music. Triple H went into the crowd. He got knocked over into the crowd. This was just a really good match. I mean, Chris Benoit made Shawn Michaels tap out at the time. Because at WrestleMania, Triple H tapped out for Benoit to win the championship. In his home city, what was it, Ontario? In his own home country of Canada, he won the match. And I saw this sign in the cut. It's like, we forgive you, Shawn, for the Montreal Screwjob a good 7 years earlier in 1997. So, that was funny. But that was such a good match. And it went a good half an hour. Today's ones, usually you can barely go 5 minutes and they do without getting some kind of disqualification like on Raw. We had Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle for the U.S. Championship. That match didn't even go 5 minutes, I don't think. It was a good, oh my God. But this match was good. It was really good. So Chris Benoit picks up the victory, and overall for this show, I probably would still watch Royal Rumble. It had a good 4 matches on Royal Rumble 2021. Both Rumbles, Sasha Banks versus Carmella, and Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens were 4 great matches, and Drew and Goldberg would be a good match if Goldberg didn't wrestle 60-second sprint matches all the time. But I mean, this pay-per-view was built around the 3-man show, the triple threat, the hardcore match, and that handicap match. That tag team match with Lo Davidas and the Hurricane and Rosie, or whatever his name was, no one cared. That was a really bad women's championship match. Ric Flair versus Shelton Benjamin and Jonathan Coachman versus Tajiri did not need to be there. And Edge versus Kane was actually pretty decent. So, I mean, if I were to rank them, it would probably go to hardcore match, triple threat match, handicap match, Edge versus Kane, Victoria versus Rita because Rita was hot. What the 5, and then what do I even put next? I mean, Benjamin versus Flair, Coachman versus Tajiri, and then that tag team match at the bottom. So there were 8 total matches, and then it all sucked. Tonight, Matt gets to pick the pay-per-view that we watch, so I'll be back tomorrow recapping that one. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.